Hi, everybody. Welcome to Boulton from Boulton. This is the show where my brother Josh Boulton and I, Matt Boulton, set each other up for lively hockey talk. So we've got a few things to talk about today. Oh, by the way, how's it going there, Josh?
It's going just great. I'm just hanging out in my back deck, loving life.
Yeah, I know. It looks good there. I could rain.
It's a pretty nice evening.
All right. Looks perfect. So a few things to talk about. One of the things leading up to this playoffs is the idea that you should put an asterisk next to the 2020 Stanley Cup champion. What do you think of any of that?
Let me stop you right there with this asterisk nonsense. I really feel pretty strongly about this. We could put an asterisk on a lot of seasons. There was already a couple of lockout seasons. There was, the pre-expansion seasons. Are you going to put an asterisk beside all that because everything was different? If anything, for me, you could put an asterisk beside the winner of this season as a positive thing. Don't put an asterisk and say it doesn't count. Put an asterisk and say this is the greatest champion of all time. Because imagine just going through your season, you're in the heart of the season, you're going down the stretch, getting all geared up, then everything stops. And not just hockey. Hockey doesn't just stop. Your whole life stops. Suddenly you forget about hockey. Then you're there for 4 months. You're doing nothing. Is hockey even going to go? You don't even know. And then you have to come back after trying to protect your family and keep your family safe and worry about your life and your finances and stuff. And then you got to come back and play hockey. And you don't just have to come back and play hockey and get yourself back into regular season form. You have to jump from absolutely nothing right back into playoff form. And then not only that, but then you got to compete with 24 teams instead of 16. If anything, the people who persevere through all this nonsense are the greatest champion of any sport of any time in the history of the universe. So asterisk that.
Okay. So I'm saying we can put you on the asterisk camp because you said, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but although I will say though, on that thing, that would be what some of the asterisk people might say though. They say just because of all of that stuff you deal with, it's their best team it's just anybody can win. It's kind of like a crapshoot now because of all those factors. I get what you're saying, but do you see how people might think that?
No, anyone can win any year. That's, I'm saying there's challenges every year. This is a crazy year, sure. But so if you're going to asterisk it, I just hate when people say, oh, it's not going to count or it's going to be invalid. What are you talking about? It's the same as any other year.
Okay, so I came back on you just for a second, but let me join in on your thing because I'm when I hear that, I'm just like, what are you talking about? Every year, people talk about all the time how a lot of things have to go right for you to win the Stanley Cup. It's not just it's all set up perfect and then generally the best couple teams have a chance and nobody else does. It's especially these days with all the parity, almost anybody can win every year. And I almost feel like you could asterisk anything asterisk because, Pasternak got hurt in that game. If he hadn't got hurt, then they would have won and all this stuff. So it's an asterisk. They didn't really beat Boston or something hypothetically. It happens every time. There's just, it's a tournament. It's a hard tournament. It's the hardest trophy in sports to win because it's that hard to win. And it's really try to predict the Stanley Cup winner. Good luck with that, right? You're not doing it.
The Buffalo Sabres fans, you ask them about asterisking a Stanley Cup championship with the Brett Hull in the crease goal. They're going to want that asterisk. I want the 2006 Cup asterisk for Carolina Hurricanes for taking Dwayne Rollison out of the series in Game 1.
Okay.
Let's asterisk that. But
right.
Where do you draw the line, right?
Well, that's what I'm taking out of your point here is that you can make a point for that, but then it's just the point is you can't asterisk them because look how exceptional it is every time and how many things had to go right for everybody. Look, this is an awesome tournament, right? Whatever you talk about, it's the 24 playoffs or you play in and then you get to the 16, then then it's still a hard tournament to win and it's going to be awesome. So I just feel like this is as same as any other. There's a lot of things that people are dealing with like they are in every series. And it's, it's just different stuff to deal with this time. That's how I'm putting it.
I agree.
Yeah. I had one more thing, by the way, on that, the 24 versus the 16 and all that and how you get there. It's actually on this as well. When you say it's all exceptional because there's 24 teams and all this stuff, I look at that first play-in round, or if you're going to call it a playoff, whatever you want to call it, as it's like again, I use Pittsburgh, Montreal. It's one I'm very familiar with. Just let me use it. It's the same in all these other ones. You insert your team. And it's like Pittsburgh was likely going to get in, but they were battling. They had a whole 20 whatever games they could have fallen out and bumped up, right? Like, would you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Montreal was a long shot. So you got something like my Red Wings here were, mathematically possible if everybody didn't win. I didn't even know if it was mathematically possible, right? But they were definitely out. So them being out makes sense. But Montreal had a prayer. Like they could get a run together and go. This series with them is like them going on a run. And then Pittsburgh just not hanging on. Pittsburgh had to do something like probably an easier road than them, but they had to do something to get in. Now they're going to just do that. You know what I'm saying? Now they have to this is like a condensed version of their final 20 stretch they had to put together to get in. So I don't see what the big problem. You did?
I said, no, but like in a different point. I was like, if you want your playoff stats to count as playoff stats, then get yourself into the playoffs. Go on your run now. You're either going to win a 10-game streak down the stretch, or you're going to win this play-in round. There's no difference. It's get yourself in or go home.
Yeah. So I get the idea. If you're like someone like Montreal, you might say, I would take a playoff against the Pens than I would trying to climb up through all those teams to get in, maybe. But at the same time, I would think, it's going to be a big climb to beat the Pens to get in, right? And then for the Pens, you had a pretty tough thing to do. This is a pretty tough thing to do, but I don't know. I should be alienating Montreal people saying it's more likely they're going to win, but you tell me if you think the Habs are taking it. And that's what's so exciting about all this. So just in general, I want to ask, like, how awesome is this playoffs? What are you looking forward to? I mean, we've got hockey. Come on.
That's all you need to look forward to. We have hockey. I watched all kinds of games. And we have that app, like the Game Center app. You just watch any hockey anywhere, anytime. I could watch the games from all last season all day if I wanted to. I'm getting a little tired of the NHL Classics, I got to say, on the Sportsnet. That was fun for a while, but I want to see some new hockey. So I'm really looking forward to this tournament. And I'm looking forward to, we'll never, hopefully anyway, have a circumstance where we get this type of format. I love the idea of the format and the 24 teams in the play-in round. It's kind of like the wild card round in the NFL playoffs. I would not like to see that carry on for hockey, but just for this time, I'd love to see how it goes. And it's going to be so much fun to watch the reaction. Again, after the play-in round, people are going to say, well, that's not fair and it doesn't count and all that. And I'm looking, I think, forward to that most, is to watch people freak out when something goes wrong for their team.
I know. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, we'll see all about that. And guys, you guys can get in the comments here and like tell us what you think, what you're looking forward to in the upcoming thing. For me, I just like the idea that, I mean, when the season was canceled, I just thought, oh my God, like hockey's gone. And then the idea when it started to be like, it might come back. And then when they started finalizing stuff, and then it was like August 1st. And I just thought, oh my God, that's still like a month of like my summer and stuff. Like I'm getting hockey. It's just too exciting. And I can't wait to just, to watch like all kinds of it, any of it, all of it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm just like so pumped. So anyway, like I said, you guys tell us what you think about it. You had one that came out. What did you ask me earlier about? We were talking.
Draisaitl and Matt and.
Oh yeah, so what are they? What's the thing? What are they talking about?
So on Twitter, I just saw this poll. I'm an Oilers fan, as everybody might be able to guess. So I'm going to say it right out. On my coverage on Tough Call, I'm pretty unbiased, I think, and I've wanted to suspend a lot of people on the Oilers, but I want them to win this cup. I'm an Oilers fan. I stay up late in the East Coast. It's brutal. I stay up late, but I have to watch a lot of Leaf stuff on the East Coast, especially. So this is an extra special topic for me. Is I saw on my Twitter feed the debate, like, is Austin Matthews better than Leon Draisaitl? Is Leon Draisaitl better than Austin Matthews? And there was a poll going, and I tell you, on one poll, Leon Draisaitl was 90%, like out of 100 voted the better of the two. And then there was a lot of comments the other way. So I don't know. It was just a lot of fun to see. There's people that are very, very set on one or the other. It's not like it's just some there's only a handful of comments. Maybe it's the vocal minority, I don't know, but there's only a handful of comments about people saying, well, it's a pretty good debate and we'll see what happens. You're either Matthews or Draisaitl, and it's savage online right now.
Really? That's something. Okay, well, I mean, are you going to share? You're going to have to share what you think. Now, before we share, I might just say that we are a couple dudes who are not who are just sharing our opinion like you guys are doing in your kitchen with your boys and your girls, right? So just take it like that. And I'll be really happy to hear what you guys think about that too. So all the listeners. But so with that said, Josh, go on and tell me what you think.
What I think?
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay, I see.
Well, I can.
No,
Do you want?
No, it's just I don't know how you feel, so I'm going to say something that I'm worried about your reaction. That's what it is. So, as an Oilers fan, Leon Draisaitl's had some pretty darn good hockey seasons the last couple of years, and he was on fire this year, led the league in points. Now, I'm not looking at all these advanced stats like I see people do. Oh, how are they doing in defensive takeaways in games where the score is 2 goals or less in the third period? Like, there's a lot of stats like that people get into. I don't care. I'm just going off my feeling.
That is not that's not our business. We are just, we're just guys. Go on.
Right now, honestly, I feel like Leon Draisaitl is the better hockey player by far. Does he have the most potential out of the two? I don't know. We could talk about that all you want. But right here, right now, in this moment, if I'm picking my team and going for the cup right now, I'm taking Leon Draisaitl.
Wow. There he goes. Okay. Well, that's interesting because my reaction was Austin Matthews is better, but it is this whole idea of right now. Like, okay, I could take that right now. If you're gonna try to win a series or something, Leon's he's the horse, he's the guy that wants it and all this. I don't want to say that either because I don't know if I buy all this stuff either that Austin Matthews doesn't care and some of these guys don't care. People used to say that about Gino all the time, Evgeny Malkin, because he's big and just doesn't look like he's as buzzing as everybody else and stuff like that. But he cares more than anybody, right? So I find it hard to get like that some of these guys don't care or whatever, or they're not willing to be extra gritty. It is true that he needs more. He needs more of something. But I just thought like this guy is one of these generational talents, and Leon's come out and been awesome for a couple seasons. But I see a lot of guys pop up and then they're like this guy and it's almost league MVP. Maybe he can be a Hart Trophy winner. Yeah. In a season, somebody, but the idea that who's the better player, I kind of think more of like, obviously you have to sit back and wait. But I mean, so far on a whole body of work and career, I would say Austin is like, how about this? If you're trying to build your team from now to the future, who are you going to take? So if I'm trying to win the cup this season, maybe you want Leon. He's on fire. He's the guy right now. But if I'm trying to build a team, I might say, I mean, he's young too. I'm not, by the way, but I mean, I just say Austin Matthews. Are you kidding me? But I don't want to say, are you kidding me? Because it's not as easy as that, right? So.
Well, it seems like Austin Matthews, you almost want Austin Matthews to be the choice. You want him to be that guy that's coming up. And we've wanted him to be that guy that's coming up for a long time. And like I said, people have advanced stats on him and whatever you want to say about how many points he has per game and how he is as a two-way player and all that. He's an incredible hockey player. He's fun to watch. He can do a lot of good individual things. Is he making his teammates as good as they can be right now? Not in my opinion. When and people are saying, well, if he had Connor McDavid on his team, he would be 4 times the player Leon Draisaitl is. But instead, what they want Matthews to be is one of the best players in the world. So he should be the Connor McDavid of his team. And when you have a team I think that the Leafs fans, in a way, in their own arguments, sell their own team short because they have a really deep team. They have good, fun players that are up and coming and fun to watch.
Crazy deep.
Why can't they put it together? And they haven't yet. And until they do, I got to say, McDavid's been out. Draisaitl's carried the Oilers on his back. McDavid had a 5-point night one night, and nobody noticed because Draisaitl had a hat trick in the third period. And he was like the star of that game. So if you're outshining McDavid on one of McDavid's better nights, like what more do you have to do to be better than Austin Matthews, who is, although he's in the top 10 in points this league, 30 points back. I know it's one season, but give me that season from Matthews, and until he does that, he's not the better player.
All right. I'm not going to go back on any of that. Just, and by the way, I said all my stuff coming not as like a Leafs guy trying to promote just because I like the Leafs. I do not. I mean, I can hope for them just as much as anybody. And, I hope I'm kind of generally, I hope everybody enjoys their hockey and their team kind of does well. And just players in general, I kind of wish them all well and I wish them all to do their best because it's just more fun that way. But I'm certainly not a Leafs fan trying to say, oh, it's Matthews because Leafs, so, but
right. I don't have anything against Austin Matthews. I want him to do well. Yeah. I think the joke about the Leafs is over. I want them to finally move on and get over that hump because I'm done with it. The joke is over. It's not funny anymore. Feel bad for these guys. Let's move them on. So I want Austin Matthews to succeed.
All right.
But
yes.
I'm just saying that's where I'm at in the debate between him and Draisaitl.
Well, that's very interesting. I didn't think that, but I get it. I'll take any guy on my team. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut us off for now, and I think I'll leave it to the listeners. You guys can tell us what you think about the Draisaitl Austin Matthews debate. Tell us what you're looking forward to in the upcoming playoffs, the different things, different stories in the series that you really care about, and just hockey in general. Share your enthusiasm out here. And maybe in the Asterisk thing too, tell us, do you think there should be asterisks or do you think not? As well, please ask us some other questions, something you would like us to take up and share and just kind of start the conversation on. The way I'm looking at this is that we're really trying to interact with you. We're here talking to you, and I want to hear what you say too, and then we'll take it up on the show the next time. So guys, thanks very much for all of that. The comments have been enabled on YouTube. I guess, some people told me that they weren't able to comment. So that's my bad. I'm all over that. And so get on it this time, guys. And I really appreciate all that. And we'll see you guys next time. See you later, Josh.
See you later. Thanks for watching. And please hit that subscribe button. I said about how he outshone McDavid in an actual game, and you forget McDavid had 5 points, but he also, I feel like, I hope I said when McDavid was injured, Leon carried his team. I don't remember if I said that or not.
My hair is getting greasier by the second.